Imagine knowing all the secrets to how the best cyclist in the world is training. Well, you guys, today you're in for a treat because we are uncovering exactly how Pogacar does his training. So, if you find this interesting, stick around and let's go!
And here's the attack. Pogacar rips it now up this mountain.
The hammer blows that came from Pogacar just came almost constantly. The toughest of climbs belong to him. Lackens at one point, Pogacar taking this most prized of the monuments in his mind.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a new video. My name is Matt. I'm so happy you guys are joining again. Today we're unveiling everything that Tadej Pogacar is doing during his trainings. There is no secret since his coach is just posting everything or saying everything how he trains the UAE team in podcasts and videos online. So I will definitely link those if you want to get into even more detail about Pogacar's training. But let's get right to how Pogacar is training. So, at the heart of Pogacar's training is training rides in Zone 2. Now that Zone 2 definition is totally different from what you and I might consider a Zone 2, but what that is for a totally different video. He uses this Zone 2 to optimize fat oxidation, mitochondrial function, and oxidative capacity. Difficult words to just say they're training their base level of fitness. This was actually emphasized by Tim Wellens, who joined from Lotto Destiny to UAE earlier this year, in which he stated that his training rides felt more like a time trial each time he was doing a ride. They try and get their normalized power as close as possible to their average power. So they try and hold the end range of that Zone 2 for as long as possible during most of their rides. But of course, Pogacar's training isn't just one-dimensional. They're also putting a lot of emphasis on Zone 4, where he's trying to build his glycolytic capacity. These are intervals that he uses to go above or below his lactate threshold and really try and give him an edge during those hard races, especially in the beginning of the season. He doesn't do a lot of sprint training, although they sometimes do a little bit of sprint work, but there isn't a lot of emphasis on those sprints, and yet he still remains very, very explosive. This was also stated by Tim Wellens in a different interview, where he said that he never saw Pogacar sprint during his training, and yet he could still outsprint all of them. Something that I noticed when Pogacar's coach was talking was that he lets most of the riders of UAE train alone. They don't do too many group ride or bunch rides, and they prefer if their riders train alone. This is to give maximum specificity during their workouts, since if you're riding in group, you're always riding in front or behind someone, and it's very difficult to take maximum control over the wattages or heart rates that you are riding with. Pogacar is also not clocking endless amount of hours. His coach said that he's doing somewhere between 23 and 28 hours of training per week. So a lot of the training Pogacar is doing is based on what science at the moment is saying that he should be doing. And that also includes his nutrition. They often advise the riders to try and mimic what they need to eat during the race to also eat in training. So each training ride, they eat as if they were racing. One last part about Pogacar's training regimen is something that he only does during certain periods of the year, mainly when he's focusing on racing the Tour de France, and that is altitude training. Altitude training is a very difficult one, his trainer says, because you get a lot of benefits like increased hemoglobin, EF1 that is stimulated, and angiogenesis, but due to the hypoxic nature of those altitude training, they are very, very careful about not overtraining. So we now have a very good understanding of how Pogacar is training. He's training in very specific zones, and everything he does is meticulously measured and implemented during his training. They have a very different vision on how to train compared to other teams, and what stood out most is that, for me at least, that the trainer of Pogacar actually advises him to take a day off completely, or to take a day off completely and also a different day where it's just an easy recovery ride. So we now know how much Pogacar is doing, in what zones he's training, and how he uses his nutrition and altitude to prep him for the hardest races. He is an absolute monster when it comes to riding on a bike, so he must be doing something good. So I hope you guys can learn from how he's training. I'm trying to implement it in my training as much as possible, and I hope you can reap the benefits of what I have told you just now. I hope that you guys enjoy this type of information. If you do, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also ping that notification bell if you want to be notified when videos come out. It really helps the channel to push the video to more people. Also, let me know how your training is going. I would love to know how you're riding or running or whatever you're doing. Please just tag me in the comments. I will read them. I hope you are absolutely smashing your next workout. I hope I will see you on the road somewhere. And as always, enjoy training, keep training, and see you guys in the next video. Bye!